Hawaiian Islands, the Orient, contact time for every 126.25.
And Chalk 6 is taking fire. Okay, divert south of the river. Divert. I see you don't really direct tracer. I just called him. You said damn well.
Since the dawn of the first age, by the elders it was foretold, a mighty cure that would rise when needed most. Their words would inspire enlightenment among the common. As it was prophesied, it has come to pass. Everybody has a podcast.
I thought that tonight we would play a little game. I would like to call this game Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down. What I have here are I have 5 movies, 5 popular movies. You've probably heard of them. And I also have what Siskel and Ebert had to say about them. So what I'd like to do, I'll announce the movie. I have the description here. We'll go ahead and read that in case you've forgotten. And then I want to discuss, you guys discuss amongst yourselves, and I want you to decide, did they give it 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, or 2 thumbs down?
So we have to arrive at a consensus between the two of us.
No, you and Billy are playing against each other.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The heat is on. And if you're listening...
Better grab your fanny pack, Terry. It's on.
If you're listening at home, play along.
I took notes, so I have the book.
Page one of mine would be how to make s'mores.
All right, so here we go. The first movie we have is Wayne's World from 1992. Wayne's World currently is at 85% on RottenTomatoes.com. Stars Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Rob Lowe, and Tia Carrere, which she was a porn star before that movie. Wayne is still living at home. He has a world-class collection of name tags from jobs he's tried. But he does have his own public access TV show. It's very much like us, gentlemen. A local station decides to hire him and his sidekick Garth to do their show professionally, and Wayne and Garth find that it is no longer the same. Wayne falls for a bass guitarist and uses his and Garth's video contracts to help her career along, knowing that Ben Oliver, Rob Lowe's a handsome gentleman, by the way, the sleazy advertising guy who is running their show, will probably take her away from him if they fail. Gentlemen, what do you guys think about Wayne's World? I for one, love that movie.
Terry, go ahead.
All right. I remember seeing it in the theaters. I thought it was cool. Matter of fact, there's a part of me that wanted to do just what we're doing. I wanted to do a David Letterman meets Wayne's World for Wynn and Austin. Literally was going to do something like that. So Wayne's World has a big influence on me because I love I thought it was funny. 2 dudes down in their basement doing their thing. Dana Carvey is just at his best. You know, I liked it. I thought it was great.
Do you think that they recognized that and gave it 2 thumbs up, or do you think they just wrote it off as a stupid comedy?
I think Ebert gave it a thumbs up, and I think Siskel gave it a thumbs down.
All right, we're going 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down. What do you think, Bilford?
Well, Wayne's World is one of my favorite movies of all time. I put it up there with Citizen Kane as a great art. But no, seriously, I love the movie. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. I love the skit on SNL. You know, I watched Saturday Night Live back when it was super funny. It's just a great movie. So quotable. And if Siskel and Ebert gave it a thumbs down, I'm gonna drive to wherever Ebert's buried, dig him up, and I'm gonna Weekend and Bernie's his ass all over the place. But I'm thinking they both gave it a thumbs down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. I think Wayne's World is, that's back when SNL could make good movies. I think it was really smart. You know, there was that sub layer that's really smart. They knew what they were doing. You know.
Absolutely.
Let's listen what they had to say about Wayne's World.
Wayne's World is like those Bill and Ted movies. It's stupid on the surface, smart underneath, and very funny.
I think it's a lot smarter and a lot funnier than the Bill and Ted pictures, which I didn't like.
You liked the second one, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I like this picture a real lot. I think that the humor is aimed at varying age groups, people with different amounts of sophistication about television, about rock music, about Aurora, Illinois, all of that stuff. It is really an original kind of thing. And in addition to doing all the standard things that you'd expect, the stuff with heavy metal, there are great moments of real whimsy here.
It doesn't.
So there you go.
That was 2 thumbs up?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
So
Terry, you get a point for that, though.
All right, I'm gonna write that down right here.
I'm not even upset that I was wrong because I'm very happy with that. And the movie's got Al fucking Bundy in it. Okay, yeah. Al Bundy's in that movie, so it gets. If I had 3 arms, it would have 3 thumbs up.
He's like the Vietnam flashback veteran, isn't he? Or he.
Yeah, he works at the donut shop. Stan Mikitas.
All right. Next one, we have Beavis and Butthead Do America. This movie was in 1996. This movie currently has 72% at Rotten Tomatoes. Stars Mike Judge, of course, doing both voices. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's in it. Our intrepid adolescent heroes wake up to find their beloved television stolen and embark on an epic journey across America to recover it. And, who knows, maybe even score. On the way, they encounter a murderous smuggler of a deadly virus and his treacherous wife, an FBI agent with a predilection for cavity searches, a couple of rather familiar-looking ex-Motley Crue roadies. Those are their dads. That was hilarious. Mr. Van Driesen singing Lesbian Seagull, also what I love. A little old lady, and of course, Mr. Anderson and his trailer. Can the great Cornholio save the day?
Terry, if you don't mind, I'll take this one first. That way, you don't have to always go first. I don't give the same custom to my wife, by the way. Anyway, all right. So it concerns me a little bit because I didn't follow Siskel and Ebert that much, but context clues where they compared Wayne's World to Bill and Ted and they gave it thumbs up. That concerns me a little bit because I thought Bill and Ted were terrible movies and I thought Wayne's World was an amazing movie. But I'm gonna have to say Beavis and Butthead, entertaining. I remember I watched it. A friend of mine had the soundtrack, for God's sakes. But I'm gonna say they gave it a 2 thumbs down.
Okay. What do you think, Terry?
Well, personally, as a child of the 80s, Wayne's World was my bridge where I was like, okay, we're drifting into the 90s, and I thought Wayne's World was pretty cool. Beavis and Butthead and the MTV, that's, to me, I think I have a predisposition to not liking Beavis and Butthead because that's when MTV, in my opinion, started becoming destroyed and wasn't the MTV that I beloved in the 80s. So I have a personal problem, not a problem, but I kind of a prejudice against the show. So I think they're older than I am. They're going to give it 2 thumbs down. I'm going with 2 thumbs down as well.
Yeah.
On GP.
As much as I love Beavis and Butthead, Terry, I think you're right. That's what started changing the programming format of MTV, right? That and the Real World.
Yes, yeah. Those 2 things, yes.
Terrible. Killed it, man. It was such a great network.
But, okay, so here we go. Here's what they had to say about Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Beavis and Butthead are cruder versions of the guys in Wayne's World. I suppose they are an acquired taste, but never having seen one of their shows on MTV, I was taken with their adolescent awkwardness, bravado, and vulnerability. Therefore, a modest recommendation of Beavis and Butthead Do America for me.
I recommend it too. I enjoyed it a lot. I think, there's a general impression that in a way the movie and the TV series celebrate Beavis and Butthead, and I don't really think they do. I think they're a satire.
There you go. They both gave it thumbs up. No points for you guys.
Wow, that's just dick jokes, and no. I think that alone proves that this exercise grind. We should just blow it up right now. We're done.
Terry's checking out. He's putting on his fanny pack and he's getting out of here.
I can't believe that. I can't believe they gave it 2 thumbs up. I really can't believe that.
I loved Beavis and Butthead, but I was, literally 11, and it was one of those things I had to sneak it, from my parents, and it was so fucking funny, when I was 11. But and I do enjoy it now, but I didn't like the movie very much myself. I too was very shocked that they picked that way. That's why I picked that one.
It's sort of like the reason. It's sort of like South Park. South Park is great in a TV show format, but when they started doing all the singing and all the crap that they did in their movie, not. I'm interrupting the show here. I apologize. No. It's the same thing. They kind of ruined South Park in a movie format, and I think Beavis and Butthead kind of ruined Beavis and Butthead in a movie format. That'd be my 2 cents.
Sure. All right, gentlemen. Next movie is Die Hard.
Ooh.
From 1988. It's literally, that and Predator have to tie for the manliest movies ever made, I would say.
I agree.
Die Hard has 92% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Of course, it stars Bruce Willis, Reginald VelJohnson, who is Carl Winslow on Family Matters, Something you might not know about Reginald VelJohnson, he is a gay man.
I did not know that.
Interesting, right?
Great actor.
And, of course, Alan Rickman. New York City detective John McClane has just arrived in Los Angeles to spend Christmas with his wife. Unfortunately, it is not going to be a Merry Christmas for everyone. A group of terrorists, led by Hans Gruber, is holding everyone in the Nakatomi Plaza building hostage. With no way of anyone getting in or out, it's up to McClane to stop them all. Oh, yeah. What do you think? Terry, start us off, man.
Instant classic. Who didn't see this movie? Who didn't love the movie? It was probably one of the Raiders of the Lost Ark was probably the first one where it was just nonstop action, but it was basically a modern day version of that in a building. How can they not like it? I thought it was just great all the way around. It was fun. It was humorous. Yippee-yi-yay, you got the whole thing. I mean, what else doesn't it have?
We've already established.
The only thing it doesn't have is gratuitous sex or gratuitous boobs. We needed a little bit of boob, and it would have been perfect.
Well, we've already established.
If you're gonna make a dude film, we need a little bit of TNA,
sure,
just a little bit, and then move on.
But you've already decided that you don't agree with them. You already think their Beavis and Butthead review you did not agree with.
That's correct, but I think they're going to go thumbs up on this. And if it was yes, I'm going with 2 thumbs up.
Okay, what do you think, Bilford?
Well, I think the epic story of the crisis at Nakatomi Plaza is a great bit of film industry. Bruce Willis at his best. I can't remember the guy who played Hans Gruber, but that guy was great. He plays a bad guy in almost everything he plays. Quality film. It had Carl Winslow in it with the Twinkie fetish. But these guys were synonymous, and I remember my dad used to always say that they didn't know what they were talking about because they always hated on action movies. They always hated on the action movies. I think they thought that was like a cop-out. So I'm going to go with that in mind. I'm going to go 2 thumbs down.
Oh, okay. So we've got a Mexican standoff here.
I have 1 point, though. I'm still winning just for the record.
Sure. Let's see what they had to say about Die Hard.
It doesn't matter how good the stunts or the special effects are, or even how good Bruce Willis is. You just can't stay interested.
I did stay interested because I saw this as really a mano between Bruce Willis, who I think is very good in the film, and Alan Rickman, who is really quite devilish and quite sinister and threatening. And I also like the fact that it is held in the skyscraper, so there is some claustrophobia involving this seeming terrorist attack.
Okay, we got 1 thumb up, 1 thumb down.
He gets a point for that too.
What did I say? I said thumbs down though.
Yeah, you said,
and he said thumbs up. So I thought it was a wash.
That is a wash.
I think it's a wash. I still think I can still get. I'm sitting with 1. It's still 1-0.
Well, I think we should count that as 2-1. I think I should get a point for that. Then I don't want to
get shut out. It's the podcast where the points are made up and nothing matters.
Don't we get one more? Isn't it like double? Can we do double or nothing on the last one? Winner take all here,
gentlemen. I've got 2 more for you here.
Oh, okay, well there you go. So all's not lost, Billy. You're good. You're still in the game.
Here we go.
Ryan, is there an ability for you to randomly Google and find out what they said about random movies, and he and I can bring up movies like 1 or 2?
Anything's possible in the year 2013, Billy.
All right, so what's the next one, right?
Next movie we have is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: The Secret of the Ooze. You knew this was going to happen with me. This movie was in 1991. A 7-year-old Ryan Fielder was so excited. This movie's currently getting 36% on RottenTomatoes.com. They're full of crap. And it stars Ernie Reyes as Kino. The Turtles find out where the ooze, the substance which made them mutate, came from. Unfortunately, Shredder learns about it too and uses it to enhance himself. So the Turtles have to prove again who's the better ninja fighter. What do we think Siskel and Ebert gave this movie?
Is this the one with ice? What's this? Vanilla ice in it?
Yeah. So 2 thumbs up.
Okay, I do remember this movie. I'm a big fan of the first Turtle movie. I think I've only seen this one when you posted on YouTube one day on Facebook, Ryan. But I did watch the entire show. I'm gonna say I can't play it safe. I'm gonna go 2 thumbs down. My reasoning being that out of the turtle movies, I think it's my least favorite.
Okay.
I don't have I never saw the movies, but I'm going 2 thumbs down. They cannot give an animation. It wasn't until Toy Story or something like that they gave animation probably 2 thumbs up. But
Terry, to help you out here, it's live action, so it wasn't animation.
Oh, it was live. Oh, this is the one where they actually had guys in a turtle suit.
Yep.
Wow. And Ryan, you like this?
Oh, Terry, I'm so retardedly.
Does your girlfriend realize that you like little boys dressed up in costumes?
Well, The court order says I'm not allowed to go around little boys in costumes anymore legally.
He does wear his Michael, or what is it, Raphael red bandana whenever you go to bed with your lady, right?
Hey, the very first night I met my girlfriend, she was dressed up as a Ninja Turtle on Halloween, so that says something.
And you were as April, and it just worked, right?
Yeah. Let's see what Siskel and Ebert had to say about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
What I find depressing most, I think, is the amount of violence in the picture, some of which is presented as good, clean fun. The Turtles are presented, however, as not really heroic, more as somewhat dim but energetic teenagers. I only smiled at a couple of the silly pratfalls at the beginning of the movie. After that, Ninja Turtles 2 was really depressing to sit through.
I was depressed too, Gene. You know, the superheroes that we grew up with, like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Spider-Man, were individuals who really stood for something and who really had ideas. And here you have kind of a collective group of these radioactive turtles who seem to applaud the lowest common denominator. They talk to each other in the way that teenage boys sometimes do.
Yeah, but it's called Teenage Mutant
Ninja Mutant Turtles.
It's amazing that these two guys made a career on that bullshit.
Oh my God!
Look,
it's
obviously
too violent. It's got too much sex. They were just complainers, man.
Yeah, I look. I'm biased, but I don't think that was a fair review at all. They talk like teenage boys. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Too much fighting, ninjas. I mean, obviously, you're not going to want to take Grandma to that one.
Well, it's a movie based on a cartoon, right? So what did they expect?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think you should review movies based on their target audience, more or less, with the exception of, like, for instance, Toy Story, right? Because you go see Toy Story and you're like, yes, I'm an adult, but this is a really great movie. I mean, the exception you should note, but I mean, come on.
Is it Toy Story 3 where Andy goes to college and like gives his toys away?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so I'm in the theater watching this, right? And my wife and I, we like to go to movies. We went and saw Monsters, Inc. and all this stuff, and we're like the only two people in the theater without kids, but we go. And the end of that movie, like literally, like there's only a couple movies where I actually tear up. One when Mufasa dies in Lion King. One of them is when Goose dies in Top Gun, and then whenever Andy's giving those toys away, dude, like I'm sitting there like a big baby, like I'm all welling up and stuff, and like I'm all trying to see if I can get up and like turn my ankle so I can fake an injury. I mean, that was a moving moment.
Terry, what movies have brought you to tears, man? What do you think's the saddest scenes, or what?
Man, you put me on the spot. Got to give me a sec, because I'm like my favorite movies of all time. Obviously, Big Lebowski is up there, but I like Lawrence of Arabia, Dr. Zhivago. Dr. Zhivago will make you cry.
Yeah,
good movie. Good movie.
You know, at the end when he sees Laura and he has a heart attack on the street. I mean, that's pretty powerful stuff. I'm more of that kind of guy. I love the Godfather movies. I don't cry during the Godfather, so. I'm trying to think of what's a sad. I don't generally like sad movies, I guess.
Well, let it be noted.
Old Yeller made me cry.
Oh yeah.
You remember Old Yeller?
Oh yeah. That's a bad one, man.
In Jaws, when they killed the shark in Jaws, I was kind of pulling for the shark. I cried a little bit there.
One of my favorite scenes in Toy Story is it's a deleted scene, but it's when Andy's mom's toys come out. That's fun.
Let's pretend it's a tiebreaker for dramatic effect, gentlemen. Tie down the line.
Well,
Last
hey,
movie.
Here's the deal. If we do this again, just on a side note, is that you should let me go. If I'm in the lead, I should go first, because basically it allows me to play safe. Because if I go with him, I just say whatever he says, and then I'm sandbagging him.
The game has changed. Terry's in the lead. Terry's going first.
I like Terry. If I was ever in a man-on-man gun duel, I'd want it to be against Terry. He's a fair player.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's just that should be. If you do this again, that's how the rules should be. Whoever's in the lead has to go first.
I got you.
And they have to man up.
I got you. All right. Last movie, gentlemen, from 1995. It is Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. This movie currently has 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. It, of course, stars Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura, emerging from self-imposed exile in a remote Himalayan hideaway, travels to Africa with explorer Fulton Greenwald to find a sacred bat, which is told will avert a war between the Wachutu and Wachati tribes. Of course, when Ace gets involved, all hell breaks loose. What do we think?
I'm going to make him decide, and I'm going to go one up, one down, just to make the game even a little bit more interesting, to force his hand to make a decision. But I think that it was a great movie, and I really do think that they're going to give it a thumbs up, because I think that they see the value in Jim Carrey that he could later become something more, but yet they're going to say it's a little bit childish in the current setting. So that's where I think they're going to split. They're going to say he's a badass, he's on the way to something better, but this movie, a little soft. One up, one down.
Okay. Billy, what do you think, man?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I just want to make sure I have the right movie. This is the one where they're after the bat guano.
Yeah, and he comes out of the hippo.
Yeah,
he's all oiled up.
He has to duel the guy in the tribe, and it's this gigantic guy in a small Davidson from In Living Color pops out of the backpack and like kicks his ass. Is this the right movie?
That's the movie, man.
Okay, great movie. This is when he gives birth out of a live rhino, like animatronic rhino. Great scene of that movie. Once again, love the movie. Jim Carrey at his finest before he came what he is today. And but I'm going to go 2 thumbs down. I think if they hated the Turtles, I don't know, man. The Beavis and Butthead one up, one down kind of scares me.
See, that's my point. I think it's possible.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible because this movie's way better than the Beavis and Butthead movie. But I'm going to go 2 thumbs down, man. I'm going balls deep.
All right, here we go, gentlemen. Siskel and Ebert on Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls.
I laughed a couple of times at his silliness, but hardly enough to recommend Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Well, I don't agree with you that it's better than the first Ace Ventura movie. I gave that one thumbs down, but I thought it was richer and had more incident and more characters and more plot and more stuff in it than this one, which seems real thin, as if they were really depending on Jim Carrey to save the day.
Well, there isn't a whole lot here.
No.
But, I mean, he has this story that he goes out and, it's all the recycled African tribal stuff, and you've seen it all before.
It doesn't matter.
All right, so that is 2 thumbs down. That is 2 thumbs down, gentlemen.
It was almost there for me, Billy. It was almost there.
It was, man. I tied it up in the bottom of the 9th inning, man.
But Terry, they gave the credit to Jim Carrey like you said they would.
Yeah. So I get a little bit. I maybe get a half a point there. It's all right. It's all good.
Part of what you never had is gone and can't be taken back. Maybe